What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis and this is Poised RC, and today we're gonna make some panels for a buggy the easiest way I know how. So I have been seeing a lot recently about people posting like does anyone have STL files for this buggy, that buggy, to print panels, or making metal ones, or even making just Lexan ones. Guys, you can do this at home with just some super basic tools. I have this little pokey device that I made. You can use a scribe or whatever, anything that's got a sharp point to it. Pen, marker, good set of scissors, and a sheet of clear Lexan. I like the 30,000s. It's nice and light. It's not difficult to cut or work with, and a drill. So the first thing is, I like for my panels to ride just inside of the tube, right? So it fits nice, it doesn't overlap the tube. That way the panel's not grabbing rocks. The tube is actually doing all the work, and it just comes out super clean. As you can see, we're gonna have a bend in here. It's an awkward shape. It's not like just a square piece like this one that's super simple to cut out, because it's just measure, drill. But the way I make panels, the super simple way for me, is just pick one to start. If you don't have panel mounts, you need to have panel mounts of some kind, whether you braze on 3mm nuts or these tabs or what have you. But realistically, all you need is a sheet of Lexan that will cover your area, and just pick a hole. It doesn't matter where you put this in space, as long as it covers your area that you're trying to work with. I'm just going to make a generic mark right there. It doesn't matter if it lines up or not. And then we're going to drill a hole. Now when you drill a hole in Lexan, you're going to get these little burrs and stuff. So just grab a larger drill bit and just by hand turn it, and it'll knock all those burrs right off. So what we're going to do is grab one of our bolts, put it through, and screw it in. Doesn't have to be super tight. As you can see, we cut this one pretty close on this back edge here. So I'm not going to choose this one, and I'm not going to choose this one. I'm going to choose the opposing corner. And what I'm going to do is not use my marker, but using my poking device, I'm going to put it right over that hole and punch right into it. And in the same motion, take my drill, punch a hole in that, and use my little larger drill bit by hand, knock the burrs off, and then we'll put a screw in that Johnny. At this point, I'm going to take my marker that doesn't work worth a dang and just do a general outline for a rough cut. Now, even if you don't want Lexan panels, a Lexan panel is going to allow you to make a template to transfer this to whatever fancy stuff you want to make your panels out of. I prefer I prefer these Lexan units because, well, they're easy to reproduce, easy to paint, you can wrap them, you can do whatever you want. So now that we have it bolted back in two places, now we have our holes here and here. We're just going to go ahead and poke those through. The reason we're poking the hole is because it gives our drill bit somewhere to go. I don't advise drilling it on the buggy because if you drill through your threaded panel mount, you're kind of hosed. But this ain't my first rodeo. All right. Now we have a generically mounted panel. We got all our screw holes located. And everything goes in nice. This is what we want. We have two things we have to do. We have to put a bend right here on this because the panel is not a straight line. So, since we can see through it, we know exactly where to put our bend. I'm just going to make a mark. Make a mark. That's for the future. Now, I'm going to take my marker and just start tracing to the inside edge of the tube. Then when I go to cut it out, I want to make the black portion disappear. All right. Take our panel back off. It's a lot of panel on, panel off. And I'm not gonna make you wait through all of that. So now we're just gonna follow our lines, cut this Johnny out. Now our bend line is absolute in relation to our bolt holes, so we're going to go ahead and go bend that. Here we have a vise with some aluminum angle as a soft jaw so we don't mess it up. And I know this is a right side panel and it needs to bend inwards this way, so I'm going to put this in here. I'm just going to line up my line with the jaw. I'm not fully clamping it down, just holding it in place. And I'm just going to give it a little push. That's it. Just give it a little bit of a bend. Nothing crazy. Alright, now that we have our bend, we have two bolts back in here and we can already see that we're very, very close. I have a little bit to remove off of this corner. We got a little fine tune that. A little bit more here. Get that fully dialed in. Some on this corner. Just take a little bit off at a time, guys, until the panel fits exactly how you want it to fit. This process is super simple. What I call kindergarten concepts, because you're just cutting and tracing. You're tracing, cutting, Only now we're using fancy tools and punching holes in stuff. And as you can see, we're just gonna chew on this thing a little bit. Get it looking exactly how we want it. And then, guys, you don't have to use this exact panel for your buggy or whatever it is you're making panels for. It could be an optic, it could be a Capra, it could be a Wraith, it could be whatever you want it to be. But once you have this, the Lexan is going to give you a template. It makes it easy for you to locate all the holes, find any bends you may need to do. Like on the hood of this one, we have a bend across here because it goes down and then it goes flat. So there's a bend right here. It allows you to find any bends and mark them accurately so that you can make a really nice panel for yourself. As you can see, we're looking really good. I can take some 220 sandpaper and just really dial this thing in and get it to fit exactly how I want. And guys, this is how you make panels for your buggy. And I'm always gonna be the person that says no one's gonna make something better for your truck than you, whether it be panels, links, what have you. Make it yourself. DIY is always going to be the ticket. But once you have this made, if you want to use your Lexan and if you don't want to wrap it and you want to paint it, I suggest pulling this protective film off and putting tape on this side, some painter's tape, because this stuff does not, as you're working with it, drilling it and cutting on it and stuff like that, the edges will kind of flare up and expose the Lexan on this side. So pull the protective layer off, put some painter's tape over it, and then paint the inside like you normally would any other Lexan panel. And there you have it. That's really all it takes. And then you can have some nice panels for your buggy. Look all good. Well, guys, this has been a really fun DIY, and I appreciate you hanging out with me while I do stuff with inadequate tooling and ill preparations and stuff like that. So until next time, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace.